Hello, sleepy friends, and welcome back to the Sleep Labs. Tonight, we journey to the molten heart of the Earth, where fire breathes beneath stone and mountains are born from the planet's slow, restless dreaming. This is the world of volcanoes, places where creation and destruction are one and the same, where continents crack open and the deep speaks in light and ash. Before we begin, tell me, where are you listening from tonight? Can you imagine a mountain glowing against the dark sky, rivers of fire winding down its slopes, the distant rumble like a heartbeat underfoot? Or maybe you're somewhere quiet and cool, where the only warmth is the one under your blanket. Either way, the story of every volcano is the story of the Earth itself, alive, changing and endlessly patient. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the Sleep Labs each week. We wander gently through the hidden sciences of the natural world, through oceans, forests, deserts, and stars, discovering how wonder and calm can live side by side. So take a deep breath. Feel the warmth of it rise through your chest, the quiet energy that connects you to everything below and above. You're standing at the edge of a crater now, watching the glow within, slow, powerful, eternal. These are 100 facts about volcanoes, the fire that shapes the Earth and the quiet force that keeps it alive. Fact 1. Deep beneath our feet, the Earth is not silent. It hums with heat, pressure, and movement, a slow, unseen churning that has continued for billions of years. Volcanoes are the places where that hidden energy reaches the surface, where the planet exhales. The molten rock, called magma, rises through cracks in the crust until it bursts free, reshaping landscapes in moments that echo through millennia. Every eruption, no matter how small, is a reminder that the world is alive beneath its calm exterior, breathing, growing, and dreaming in fire. Fact 2. Magma is not just melted rock. It is a complex, living mixture. Minerals, gases, crystals, and molten stone, all suspended in restless motion. Within a magma chamber, temperatures can exceed 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and yet the flow moves with elegance, swirling like honey under unimaginable pressure. When it reaches the surface, it becomes lava, a slow river of liquid earth that cools into new land. The ground we walk upon was once this fire, now hardened into history. Fact 3. Volcanoes build worlds. Every island chain in the Pacific, from Hawaii to Samoa, was born from eruptions deep below the ocean's surface. Over time, layer upon layer of lava rose until it broke through the waves, solidifying into new land. Even now, unseen volcanoes continue their quiet construction in the deep, adding to the map of the Earth one eruption at a time. The continents themselves are mosaics of these ancient fires, cooled fragments of the planet's endless creation. Fact 4. Not all volcanoes roar. Some whisper. In Iceland, beneath the glaciers, eruptions melt tunnels of ice that release gentle plumes of steam into the air. In Japan, fumaroles breathe sulfur, smoke through cracks in the stone, painting the ground yellow and white. In the deep sea, hydrothermal vents release black smoke that feeds entire ecosystems of strange, glowing life. Volcanoes can destroy, yes, but they also create warmth where there was once only cold. Fact 5. The sound of an eruption travels faster than the wind. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa was so powerful that its shock wave circled the planet 7 times. Barometers in England trembled, and the skies around the world glowed red for months from the ash suspended high in the atmosphere. Yet from this violence came beauty, sunsets painted in colors never seen before, inspiring poets, painters, and dreamers alike. Even devastation in nature's hands becomes art. Fact 6. Lava has many forms. Some flows smooth and glassy, called foi-ho, curling like ribbons across the ground. Others harden into jagged black shards called sharp as broken bone. These words from the Hawaiian language describe not only appearance but feeling, the difference between gentle flow and painful passage. To walk across new lava is to feel the earth still cooling beneath you, the memory of fire whispering through the soles of your feet. Fact 7. Inside a volcano's heart, pressure builds in silence. Gases dissolve into magma, trapped by the weight above, until suddenly they cannot. The release can be explosive, a thunderous eruption that hurls ash, rock, and fire into the sky. Yet before every explosion, there are tremors, small and rhythmic, as if the mountain is taking a deep breath. Scientists listen for these breaths, reading them like a pulse, trying to predict when the planet will next awaken. Fact 8. Ash from volcanoes is both destruction and renewal. When it settles on land, it can smother forests and darken skies. But in time, that same ash breaks down into minerals that enrich the soil, feeding new life. Some of the world's most fertile farmland, from the slopes of Mount Vesuvius to the valleys of Java, exists because of this paradox. Fire becomes food. Death becomes growth. The earth, in its wisdom, wastes nothing. Fact 9. Volcanoes are storytellers of time. Layers of hardened lava record every eruption like pages in a book written in stone. By reading these layers, scientists uncover patterns that reveal the planet's cycles, the rise and fall of mountains, the shifting of continents, the memory of climates long vanished. The Earth remembers everything, and volcanoes are its handwriting, elegant, chaotic, and eternal. Fact 10. To stand before an active volcano is to feel both awe and humility. The heat, the sound, the trembling beneath your feet, it reminds you that we are small guests upon a restless planet. Yet there is peace in that realization, too. Volcanoes teach us that creation requires destruction, that endings and beginnings share the same flame. When the fire fades, new land will cool, new life will root, and the world will continue breathing, glowing, alive. Fact 11. Beneath every volcano lies a heart, a vast, hidden chamber of molten rock that pulses in silence. It may rest for centuries, building pressure grain by grain, molecule by molecule, until the weight of the earth above can no longer contain it. When it stirs, the signs are subtle. Tremors in the soil, the scent of sulfur rising from the ground, animals vanishing from the slopes as if guided by instinct older than reason. The magma begins its slow ascent, pushing through fractures, creating its own arteries through solid stone. By the time it reaches daylight, it has traveled for thousands of years, carrying within it the memory of the deep. Every eruption is not just an explosion, it's the planet's exhale after a long and ancient breath, a release of the heat it has held since the dawn of its making. Fact 12. When a volcano breathes, the sky changes. In the rush of gases, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and ash, the air itself becomes a canvas. These particles scatter sunlight, bending it into strange hues and long shadows. After a great eruption, sunsets deepen into crimson, and the moon glows with a copper halo. The eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991 dimmed the sun enough to cool the entire Earth for 2 years. But it's not only catastrophe that the volcano offers, it's also renewal. As these same gases seed clouds, bring rain, and feed the soil. The breath of a volcano is both poison and promise. A reminder that balance in nature often comes from the most unlikely of sources. Fact 13. There are storms born not from the sky, but from stone. When a volcano erupts, the ash and rock it hurls upward collide again and again in the boiling column of air above. The friction builds until the clouds ignite, laced with veins of white fire that streak through the smoke. This is volcanic lightning, nature's most electric paradox. It crackles above rivers of molten rock, illuminating ash plumes that rise higher than any thunder. For a few moments, the earth and the heavens become one continuous storm. To witness it is to feel the raw unity of the elements, fire, air, and light, all dancing in the same violent grace. Fact 14. The greatest volcanoes are not always those we see. Beneath the oceans, where light never reaches, entire mountain ranges of fire are born. Along the mid-ocean ridges, the vast seams that stitch the planet together, molten rock flows constantly, spreading the seafloor apart at the speed of growing fingernails. It's a slow, steady creation that never ends, adding new crust as old crust sinks elsewhere. Some of these volcanoes rise so high they breach the surface, forming islands, while others remain unseen, shaping the earth in silence. Every ripple in the seafloor is a trace of these hidden fires, glowing softly in the darkness of the deep. Fact 15. There are places where the earth exhales even when no eruption comes. Steaming vents, hissing fissures, pools that boil from unseen heat. These are fumaroles, hot springs, and geysers, born of the same power that drives volcanoes. In Iceland, they dot the landscape like breathing wounds, the air thick with the scent of sulfur and life. In Yellowstone, the rainbow-colored terraces of bacteria and minerals mark the edges of ancient calderas, where superheated water rises from magma just below. These quiet emissions are like the Earth's murmurs, soft reminders that even in stillness, energy is flowing, restless and eternal beneath the ground. Fact 16. The Earth's crust floats on currents of molten rock, broken into great slabs called tectonic plates. Where these plates meet, volcanoes are born at edges of collision, separation, or subduction. Along the Pacific Ring of Fire, the crust is endlessly recycled, with one plate slipping beneath another, melting into magma that will someday rise again. The continents drift upon this restless sea of stone, slowly reshaped by fire. Mountains rise and crumble, oceans open and close. The volcano is both the destroyer and the architect, writing and rewriting the geography of the world with each eruption. Fact 17. Not all volcanoes are bound to these great seams in the earth. Some rise alone, far from any tectonic border formed above hotspots, columns of heat rising directly from the planet's mantle. The Hawaiian Islands trace such a path, each island marking a point where the crust once lay above the same fixed plume of molten rock. As the Pacific Plate drifts slowly westward, the hotspot remains, creating a chain of peaks that stretches across the ocean floor like a trail of embers. Even now, a new volcano, Lo'aihi, grows unseen beneath the waves, a promise of future land. The patience of the earth is infinite. What it begins in the dark, it will finish in time. Fact 18. Volcanoes sing in frequencies too low for our ears to hear. Before they erupt, deep vibrations called infrasound travel through the air and rock, pulsing like a slow heartbeat. Scientists record these sounds to predict eruptions, translating them into data we can understand. But to the Earth, these tremors are language. They are the tone of pressure, the rhythm of movement, the ancient dialogue between crust and core. In a way, the volcano warns us, not in fury but in music, a lullaby of stone and heat. Fact 19. Some volcanoes do not explode, they flow. Their eruptions are slow, patient, and mesmerizing. In places like Hawaii or the Galapagos, lava moves like glowing rivers, spreading in sheets that cool into black glass and rippling ridges. From the air, these flows look like veins of light crawling across the night. The ground beneath them hisses and crackles, the sound of stone becoming land. To witness such an eruption is to watch the earth in the act of creation, not violent but deliberate, shaping itself with steady hands. Fact 20. Volcanoes live not just in the land, but in the stories we tell. To the Romans, Mount Etna was the forge of Vulcan, god of fire. To the Ambori, the mountains of Aotearoa were once warriors locked in battle for love. To the people of Hawaii, the volcano goddess Pele dances through flowing lava, her temper and tenderness shaping the islands themselves. These myths remind us that volcanoes are not only geological, they are emotional. They embody the dualities we all carry, rage and renewal, destruction and creation. To live near one is to live with constant reminder that even the fiercest fires can give birth to beauty. Fact 21. Every volcano has a memory, written in layers of rock and ash that tell its story. To a geologist, these layers are like the pages of a diary, each one a record of an eruption, a moment when the earth reached upward and spoke. The thickness of ash, the size of crystals, the pattern of lava flows, all reveal how hot the magma was, how viscous, how violent. Sometimes the story stretches back hundreds of thousands of years. You can stand on the rim of a quiet crater and know that once this very spot was the center of a storm so fierce it changed the climate of the planet. And now it sleeps, but not forever. Fact 22. There are volcanoes so large they defy imagination, hidden in plain sight because they are too vast to be seen all at once. Yellowstone, for example, is not a mountain but a caldera, a collapsed volcano that spans nearly 50 miles. Its eruptions, though rare, have reshaped continents. The last one hurled enough ash to blanket half of North America. Yet the land that remains is deceptively peaceful. Forests, rivers, geysers, elk grazing beneath a soft sky. It is a paradox, a garden born from devastation. a reminder that beauty can rise from the deepest heat. Fact 23. Not all volcanic eruptions are born from rage. Some are quiet whispers, slow exhalations of gas that drift invisibly through cracks in the earth. Carbon dioxide, heavier than air, can pool in valleys, unseen but deadly. In 1986, at Lake Nyos in Cameroon, a cloud of volcanic gas rolled silently down from the water's edge, suffocating life in its path. It was not fire that killed, but breath itself turned against its purpose. From that tragedy, scientists learned how to monitor such lakes, releasing the gases safely, proof that even nature's darkest lessons can lead to greater understanding. Fact 24. When a volcano awakens after centuries of sleep, the world listens. In 1883, Krakatoa erupted with a force so immense it was heard 3,000 miles away, the loudest sound ever recorded on Earth. The shockwave circled the globe 7 times. And for years afterward, the sunsets burned red from the ash that lingered in the upper atmosphere. Artists painted skies of fire. Poets wrote of an Earth touched by apocalypse. Yet, from the ruins of the island, life returned. Coral reefs, birds, and forests all came back, as if the planet itself were proving that even its most violent outbursts are followed by renewal. Fact 25. Lava is not always red. When it cools rapidly, it can turn black, blue, even green, depending on its minerals. In Ethiopia's Erta Ale, molten lakes glow neon orange, while in Iceland, solidified flows shimmer like obsidian glass. Each hue is the fingerprint of chemistry, a mixture of iron, magnesium, and silicate born from the mantle's depths. Some lavas are thick like honey, others flow as easily as water, and though their colors differ, they share a common truth. Each carries the story of the Earth's interior, revealed momentarily before it hardens back into silence. Fact 26. When lava meets the sea. The planet performs an alchemy both violent and serene. Steam rises in towering plumes as molten rock meets water, exploding into black sand and new coastline. In Hawaii, these newborn shores hiss and crack as they cool, the ocean eroding them even as it shapes them. It is a dance of creation and destruction happening in the span of minutes. The hiss of the meeting, that sound of heat surrendering to coolness, is like the planet's sigh, the union of two ancient elements that have shaped life since the beginning. Fact 27. Some volcanoes are cloaked in ice. In places like Iceland, Antarctica, and Alaska, glaciers sit atop magma chambers, frozen masks over sleeping fire. When these volcanoes erupt, the heat melts ice into torrents that roar down the mountains, floods called jaqu. They carve new valleys and reshape the land in a matter of hours. But even in dormancy, these icy volcanoes whisper to scientists about climate change, as the melting glaciers expose the scars of eruptions that happened long before humans ever recorded them. They are timekeepers of both fire and frost. Fact 28. There are volcanic fields so vast they stretch beyond the horizon, regions with hundreds of vents and craters. Like freckles on the skin of the earth, one such place lies in New Mexico, the Valley of Fires, where ancient basalt flows twist and glisten under the sun. Another covers the Deccan Plateau in India, created 66 million years ago by eruptions that lasted for millennia. The gases they released may have helped end the age of the dinosaurs, altering the atmosphere and reshaping evolution itself. To walk across these lands is to walk across the aftermath of cosmic change. Fact 29. Volcanic ash, for all its destructiveness, is one of nature's greatest gifts. Rich in minerals like potassium, iron, and phosphorus, it transforms barren land into some of the most fertile soil on Earth. Civilizations have flourished in the shadows of volcanoes for this reason, from the rice terraces of Indonesia to the vineyards of Mount Etna. Each harvest is a quiet exchange between danger and abundance, a pact between people and the land they risk living upon. The same mountains that can bury villages also feed generations. It is a fragile, beautiful coexistence. Fact 30. Deep within every volcano lies something older than life, the memory of the planet's birth. The molten rock beneath our feet is the same substance that once flowed freely across the newborn Earth 4.5 billion years ago. Every eruption is a small echo of that first fire, a reminder that we live upon a cooling ember of what was once a world of flame. To gaze into a crater's glow is to look backward through time, past history and memory, into the very heart of creation itself. The volcano is not merely a feature of the Earth, it is the Earth remembering what it is. Fact 31. The landscape after an eruption looks lifeless, grey, ashen, silent. But this silence is deceiving. Beneath the cooling rock, the first forms of life are already arriving. Spores carried by the wind settle into cracks. Lichens, those hardy partnerships between fungus and algae, begin the slow work of breaking stone into soil. Insects follow, then mosses, then tiny flowers that bloom in impossible places. It can take years or centuries, but the rebirth is inevitable. Mount St. Helens, once reduced to ruin, now hums with green again. The forest that rises there is not the same as before. It's new, stronger, shaped by fires. Memory. Fact 32. Some volcanoes don't rise as mountains but sink as plains. After a colossal eruption empties its magma chamber, the land above can collapse into a vast depression called a caldera. These can stretch for miles, forming lakes so large you might not realize they are craters at all. Crater Lake in Oregon, for instance, is the remnant of Mount Mazama, which exploded nearly 8,000 years ago. Its waters, clear and impossibly blue, filled the void left by fire, a mirror for the sky. It's a strange transformation, from inferno to tranquility, from destruction to reflection. Fact 33. The shapes of volcanoes reveal their temperaments. Shield volcanoes, like those in Hawaii, are gentle giants. Their wide, sloping forms built by slow, steady flows of lava. Stratovolcanoes, like Fuji or Vesuvius, are more volatile, their steep sides layered from alternating eruptions of ash and molten rock. Cinder cones rise quickly, fragile and small, while calderas are scars of exhaustion. Each shape tells a story of rhythm and temperament, a geological personality written in form. To the trained eye, the outline of a volcano is as expressive as a face, every curve a trace of what it has endured. Fact 34. Volcanoes exist not just on Earth, but throughout the solar system. On Jupiter's moon, Io, volcanoes erupt with fountains of sulfur hundreds of miles high. coloring its surface in shades of yellow and red. On Mars stands Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the solar system, 3 times the height of Mount Everest and as wide as France. Even the distant moon Enceladus has icy volcanoes that spout water and vapor into space, forming rings around Saturn. These alien fires remind us that volcanism is not an earthly accident. It is a universal phenomenon, the language of worlds still forming, still alive. Fact 35. For all their violence, volcanoes are deeply patient. Some sleep for millennia, their magma chambers slowly refilling, their slopes eroded by rain and time. Then, one day, a tremor, a wisp of steam, a breath of gas. To us, it feels sudden, but in the time scale of the Earth, it's simply another moment in an endless rhythm. Mount Fuji has not erupted since 1707. The people who live beneath it walk and build and dream under its shadow, knowing that one day it may wake. To coexist with a volcano is to live with both beauty and uncertainty, an act of faith in the ground itself. Fact 36. There are lakes that burn. In Indonesia, Kawah Ijen glows with electric blue fire at night, the result of sulfuric gases, igniting as they escape from cracks near the crater's edge. These flames can reach 10 feet high, flickering like spirits on the wind. The lake itself is the color of turquoise acid, so corrosive that metal dissolves in its touch. And yet, miners still work its rim, gathering yellow sulfur by hand, their silhouettes framed against the unreal light. It's a scene that feels otherworldly, the meeting of danger, necessity, and awe. Fact 37. When ash drifts high enough into the atmosphere, it can travel around the world. After Tambora erupted in 1815, the following year became known as the year without a summer. Crops failed across Europe and North America. Skies dimmed and frost came in June. Artists painted darker, moodier skies. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein in that unnatural gloom. A single volcano changed human history, influencing art, literature, and migration. It's a humbling truth that the breath of one mountain can alter the course of civilization. Fact 38. Deep inside the Earth, where pressure is immense and temperatures unimaginable, magma begins as something delicate, a liquid tapestry of minerals and gases held in perfect tension. Tiny bubbles form and burst as it rises, shaping its texture and flow. When scientists study cooled lava under a microscope, they see crystals arranged like frozen music, each grain a note in a symphony of heat and structure. It's easy to think of eruptions as chaos, but in reality, they are expressions of order too vast for us to see in real time. Fact 39. Volcanic glass obsidian has fascinated humanity since the beginning. Sharp as a blade and smooth as a mirror, it was once used for tools, weapons, and sacred objects. Ancient peoples believed it held the power to reveal truth. Some saw their reflections as glimpses of the spirit world. In modern times, surgeons have used obsidian blades sharper than steel. It is stone reborn as glass, a moment of liquid rock frozen so fast it never had time to crystallize. In it, fire becomes clarity. Fact 40. The greatest eruptions in history are not remembered for their sound or light, but for their silence afterward. The stillness that follows, the ash falling like snow, the muted world waiting for color to return. In that quiet, the earth cools and something ancient stirs, not destruction, but renewal. Because every volcano, no matter how fierce, is ultimately an act of creation. The same fire that destroys also builds. The same heat that scars also gives rise to life. The volcano, like the planet itself, is a reminder that endings and beginnings are not opposites. They are the same flame, seen from different sides. Fact 41. There are places where the Earth's crust is so thin, so fragile, that you can feel the warmth of magma just beneath your feet. In Iceland, you can walk across black fields still steaming from eruptions centuries old, the ground pulsing faintly like a living thing. Pools bubble, mud hisses, and the air smells faintly of eggs and metal, the breath of the mantle escaping in whispers. Here, the line between what is solid and what is fluid feels uncertain. Every step reminds you that beneath the calm surface of the world, the planet is still alive, still forging itself from within. Fact 42. The color of volcanic rock tells the story of its birth. Basalt, dark and dense, forms when lava cools quickly at the surface. Granite, pale and coarse, when it cools slowly deep below. Some stones are porous, riddled with holes from escaping gases, while others are smooth and glassy, as if the heat was too impatient for structure. To hold a piece of volcanic rock is to hold frozen motion, the last heartbeat of a flow that once glowed brighter than the sun. Fact 43. When magma meets underground water, the result is a phreatic explosion, steam expanding with unimaginable force. These eruptions can happen without warning, shattering rock and hurling it into the sky. They remind us that the boundary between the elements is fragile. Fire and water, when trapped together, create their own violence. In Japan, these small but deadly explosions have carved new craters beside old ones, each a reminder that even dormant volcanoes can awaken with little more than a drop of rain. Fact 44. Around the world, volcanic soil sustains millions of lives. From the coffee fields of Guatemala to the vineyards on the slopes of Mount Etna, crops flourish in the mineral-rich earth that eruptions leave behind. The same ash that once darkened the sky now nourishes roots and fruit. Farmers plant knowing the risk that the land giving them abundance today might take it away tomorrow. It is a quiet agreement with the mountain. We borrow this richness, knowing it was bought by fire. Fact 45. Some eruptions never reach the surface at all. Deep below, magma solidifies in chambers and veins, cooling into vast structures called plutons. Over millions of years, erosion wears away the rock above, revealing these once hidden hearts of volcanoes. The granite peaks of Yosemite and the Torres del Paine are such remnants, the ghost skeletons of ancient volcanoes long extinct. To climb them is to walk upon the cooled blood of the earth, to touch what was once liquid heat, now immortalized in stone. Fact 46. Volcanoes shape not only land, but water and air. The gases they release, carbon dioxide, sulfur, and water vapor, have, over eons, built much of our atmosphere. The oceans to owe their origins to volcanic steam, which condensed and fell as rain billions of years ago. Every breath we take, every drop we drink, carries the legacy of eruptions older than memory. In this way, Volcanoes are not merely destroyers or creators, they are the ancestors of climate itself. Fact 47. There are volcanoes that sleep beneath the waves, hidden in silence. The Pacific Ocean alone holds thousands of seamounts, ancient volcanoes rising from the abyss, many never erupting again. Some form chains that map the slow drift of tectonic plates, each peak marking an eruption millions of years apart. These underwater mountains become havens for life, coral reefs, deep-sea fish, and migrating whales all drawn to the shelter they offer. Even extinct, they continue to nourish, their shapes turning fire into sanctuary. Fact 48. The human fascination with volcanoes is older than history. In caves near ancient settlements, archaeologists have found paintings of erupting mountains, red streaks and black smoke drawn in ochre. For early humans, the volcano was both god and monster, the source of warmth, metal, and fertile soil, but also the bringer of ruin. Across cultures, volcanoes became symbols of transformation, death, and rebirth. To watch one erupt, even today, is to feel something primal stir within, a recognition of power that predates language itself. Fact 49. In modern times, scientists monitor volcanoes with satellites, drones, and sensors buried deep in their slopes. They listen for tremors, measure gases, and watch for subtle changes in heat. Still, prediction remains imperfect. Some volcanoes erupt without warning. Others simmer for decades and never break through. The study of volcanoes is a lesson in humility, that even with all our knowledge, the planet will always keep some secrets for itself. It moves at a pace beyond our comprehension, speaking in cycles longer than lifetimes. Fact 50. And yet, for all their might, volcanoes remind us of balance. Without them, Earth would be a dead planet. Its surface stagnant, its air thin, its oceans dry. The heat that fuels eruptions also drives the movement of countenance, the renewal of minerals, the cycle of life. Volcanoes are the pulse of the planet, the quiet assurance that creation is ongoing. To watch one is to glimpse the raw machinery of existence. Terrifying, yes, but also profoundly beautiful. The fire beneath our feet is not our enemy. It is the reason we are here at all. Fact 51. Beneath the crust, where magma churns in slow motion, are rivers of molten rock that never see the surface. These deep flows move like honey under unimaginable pressure, reshaping continents from below. Scientists call them mantle plumes, pillars of heat that rise through the solid mantle as if the planet itself were breathing. They feed volcanoes, push mountains upward, and drift with the shifting plates. It's strange to think of the Earth as fluid beneath its skin, but that's exactly what it is, a living, flowing body whose movements we can only glimpse when it erupts. Fact 52. Some volcanoes erupt not with fire, but with mud. These are called mud volcanoes, strange bubbling landscapes where gas and slurry seep from the Earth's surface. Found in places like Azerbaijan and Indonesia, they can spurt towers of clay and methane into the air, coating the land in slick grey layers. They may lack the drama of lava, but they come from the same restless core, pressure, heat, and gas finding a way to escape. They're like the Earth whispering instead of shouting, releasing its breath in cool, bubbling murmurs. Fact 53. even extinct volcanoes never truly die. Their slopes become home to forests, their craters fill with lakes, and their ridges shelter animals that thrive in isolation. In Japan, Mount Asos caldera contains entire towns. In Tanzania, the Ngorongoro crater shelters lions, elephants, and flamingos. Life does not avoid the scars of eruption. It rushes toward them, filling the emptiness left behind. It is as if the planet's wounds are invitations, and nature's answer is always to grow. Fact 54. The sounds of a volcano are more varied than one might imagine. Before an eruption, low rumbles echo through the stone, like the growl of something vast stirring in its sleep. During, there is the hiss of gas, the roar of falling ash, the crack of exploding rock. And afterward, silence, broken only by the soft patter of falling dust. Each volcano has its own voice, its own rhythm. To listen to it is to hear the pulse of the world, deep, ancient, and strangely alive. Fact 55. The landscapes around volcanoes often look alien. Fields of jagged rock stretch like frozen waves. Tunnels of lava snake beneath the ground, hollow and echoing. In Iceland and Hawaii, you can walk through these ancient tubes, once rivers of fire, now cool corridors of stone. Stalactites hang where molten drips once froze in midair. The ground beneath your feet is the memory of motion, the moment the earth changed shape and then stopped. Caught forever between flow and stillness. Fact 56. Some of the world's most iconic islands were born entirely from volcanoes. Japan, the Philippines, the Canaries, Hawaii all rose from the ocean as eruptions built land upon land, eruption upon eruption, until peaks broke the waves. Even now, new islands are being born. In 2013, off the coast of Japan, a volcano called Nishinoshima erupted from the sea and kept growing, fusing with older islands nearby. To watch such a birth is to see the planet write new geography in real time. Fact 57. In some eruptions, the magma is so thick it traps gas inside like a sealed bottle. When it finally breaks free, the explosion can send clouds of rock and ash racing down the slopes at hurricane speed. These are pyroclastic flows, avalanches, of fire and stone, hotter than 1,000 degrees, faster than the wind. They leave nothing standing, yet their ashes later become the soil from which forests rise again. In that terrifying balance of death and rebirth lies the strange symmetry of volcanic life. Fact 58. When we look at volcanoes from space, we see circles, craters, calderas, patterns of perfect geometry etched across the planet. It's as if the Earth itself were designed through repetition, each eruption echoing the last. Even their plumes form spirals in the upper atmosphere, tracing invisible air currents that drift across continents. From above, destruction becomes pattern. Chaos becomes art. The same symmetry that governs galaxies also governs magma, a reminder that the universe, from stars to stone, moves in harmony. Fact 59. The people who live near volcanoes often carry deep respect, even love, for them. They build shrines on their slopes, offer food or flowers to the spirits they believe dwell within. To outsiders, this might seem superstition, but it is something more ancient, an acknowledgement of power beyond control. For generations, these communities have listened to the earth not as an enemy but as a neighbor, unpredictable, sometimes dangerous, but essential to their existence. They live with both fear and reverence, and in that balance there is wisdom. Fact 60. The fire of volcanoes connects us to the stars. The same elements forged in stellar explosions, iron, magnesium, silicon, flow through magma and build the crust beneath our feet. When a volcano erupts, it releases stardust reborn, scattering it into the air once more. Every eruption is a bridge between the cosmic and the terrestrial, a brief reminder that the ground we stand on was once light, and that the fire below is the echo of the fire that made us. Fact 61. Deep within the earth, magma gathers like thought, slow, dense, and patient. It doesn't rush. It lingers, swirling in chambers of unimaginable pressure. Over time, crystals begin to form within it, shaping the future texture of lava that will one day spill across the world above. In that molten stillness, the planet dreams. And when those dreams finally arise, they come not in words, but in fire, an ancient language older than oceans or rain. Every eruption is the earth remembering itself for just a moment, before cooling back into silence. Fact 62. There are volcanoes that erupt not in fire, but in shadow. They throw up columns of ash that climb into the sky, spreading across the atmosphere like ink spilled into water. The particles are so fine they can circle the globe, drifting for years before settling. When the sun filters through them, it changes color. The light becomes copper and violet, the edges of the day stretching longer, softer. Painters and poets have always noticed these skies. They appear after great eruptions, as if beauty insists on following even disaster. Fact 63. Volcanoes are the sculptors of islands, but they are also their destroyers. The same waves that cool new lava will, over time, grind it back into sand. On the island of Surtsey, off Iceland's coast, land rose from the sea in 1963 and immediately began eroding. Scientists watched as seabirds arrived, as moss crept in, as life took hold on the raw earth. And yet they know one day the ocean will reclaim it. The life of a volcanic island is a single breath in geological time, brief, luminous, and complete. Fact 64. To the naked eye, lava seems unstoppable, a river of fire consuming everything in its path. But in truth, it moves with quiet precision, guided by the contours of the land. It will flow around trees, through valleys, across roads, following gravity's gentle pull. Sometimes it parts around buildings or splits at a ridge, moving with eerie grace. Watching it is like watching time itself, relentless, unhurried, inevitable. It teaches patience, even as it destroys. Fact 65. The air around an active volcano carries a sound beyond hearing, low-frequency waves that travel for hundreds of miles. These infrasounds are too deep for the human ear, but can be felt as vibrations in the body, a subtle hum that animals often sense before an eruption. Herds flee, birds fall silent, insects vanish from the air. It's as though the natural world listens to the planet's heartbeat and knows when it quickens. Humans have learned to listen to, translating that deep hum into warnings and forecasts. The mountain speaks. We are learning to understand. Fact 66. Volcanic eruptions have shaped human history again and again. In the year 79, Vesuvius buried Pompeii in a single day, preserving an entire city in ash, a moment of life frozen forever. In 1815, Tambora darkened the skies and chilled the earth, leading to failed harvests and famine across the northern hemisphere. Yet from these tragedies came understanding. Each eruption taught us something new about air and atmosphere, geology and time, resilience and renewal. The volcano destroys, but it also teaches. It humbles us into learning. Fact 67. There are places where you can walk on the crust of a cooling lava flow, still warm beneath your shoes, soft enough to bend, yet solid to the touch. In the distance, the surface glows faintly red, like embers beneath dark glass. To stand there is to feel both awe and fear. You're standing on transformation itself, at the very border between states of matter, the solid and the liquid, the hot and the cold, the beginning and the end. All of them coexist in that moment beneath your feet. Fact 68. In the highlands of Ethiopia, a volcano called Erta Ale holds a lake of fire that has burned for more than a century. Its surface churns and folds like a breathing creature, crusts forming and breaking every few seconds. Scientists call it a window to the mantle, one of the few places on Earth where we can see our planet's insides moving in real time. At night, the horizon glows red, lighting up the desert. The air trembles with heat. It's not hellish, though it's hypnotic, calm, steady, almost meditative. The Earth simply being itself. Fact 69. Volcanoes connect every layer of existence, from the molten heart of the planet to the thin breath of the atmosphere. The gases they release rise and mingle with clouds, becoming rain that falls on slopes, feeding rivers that return to the sea. The rock that hardens into mountains will someday crumble into sand, then sediment, then melt again. Every eruption is part of that endless cycle, that quiet recycling of worlds. The volcano's fire is not separate from the ocean's tide or the wind's whisper. All are movements of the same eternal body. Fact 70. In the end, a volcano is not just a mountain. It is a moment in the story of the Earth, a pulse in the rhythm of its breathing. Some last for hours, some for millions of years, but each marks a chapter in the planet's long autobiography. And when one finally goes silent, its crater fills with rain, its slopes with roots and trees. Birds return. Flowers bloom in the ash. Life reclaims the fire and turns it into color, scent, and sound. The volcano never truly ends. It just changes form, continuing its quiet work as part of everything that follows. Fact 71. Beneath the sea, volcanoes whisper instead of roar. They built mountains in darkness, releasing slow rivers of molten rock that cool almost instantly into glass. Around them, life gathers, strange, pale creatures that feed not on sunlight but on chemistry, drawing energy from the minerals released by the vents. These hydrothermal fields are cradles of beginnings, places where heat and pressure recreate the conditions from which life may have first emerged. To drift through them is to witness the world as it was in its infancy, alien, silent, and full of promise. Fact 72. When lava meets water, the meeting is not gentle. It hisses, screams, and transforms, shattering into fragments that fall as black sand. Each grain is a story of shock and change, matter rewritten in an instant. Over centuries, those same grains gather into beaches that glitter under moonlight, their colors shifting from obsidian to deep green, from charcoal to glass blue. The process is both violent and tender, creation born from collision. In that moment, fire and water are not enemies but co-authors of the Earth's surface. Fact 73. Ancient peoples lived by volcanoes not just out of necessity, but out of reverence. They saw in them the spirits of gods, creators, destroyers, and protectors all at once. In Hawaii, Pele is the goddess of fire, whose flowing hair is the lava itself. In Japan, Mount Fuji is both mountain and deity, sacred and untouchable. Even today, locals leave offerings at craters and lava fields, small gestures of respect to forces beyond control. The volcano commands humility not through fear, but through awe. Fact 74. The gases that rise from volcanic vents may smell of sulfur, but within them lies the chemistry of life. Carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen, and water vapor, these are the same ingredients that once filled the atmosphere before the first cell divided. When lightning struck that ancient air, it forged amino acids, the building blocks of everything that breathes and moves today. Every volcanic sigh is a reminder that we come from the same smoke, the same restless heat, the same burning curiosity of the planet that made us. Fact 75. Some volcanoes never erupt violently. Instead, they breathe in cycles. They swell, subside, and exhale plumes of vapor that drift lazily into the sky. To geologists, these are signs of internal rhythm, the steady expansion and contraction of the Earth's molten heart. It's a kind of planetary pulse beating beneath stone. If you could listen closely enough, if you could translate seismic waves into sound, you'd hear it, the slow, patient thrum of the Earth's own circulation. Fact 76. Volcanic lightning is among the most astonishing sights in nature. When ash and rock particles collide within a rising plume, they exchange electrical charges, igniting forks of light that dance across the sky. It looks like a storm, born inside a storm, fire and thunder intertwined. Pilots who have flown through these clouds describe them as worlds unto themselves, glowing with static and energy. Scientists study them to understand not only weather, but the deep laws of electricity that govern every atom in motion. Fact 77. The soil left behind after an eruption is among the most fertile on Earth. The same ash that once buried fields now feeds them. Around volcanoes, you'll find vineyards, rice terraces, and orchards that thrive on minerals released from ancient lava. Even destruction, it seems, is temporary. The mountain gives back what it takes. The vines that grow in volcanic soil are said to taste of stone and smoke, a flavor born from the memory of fire. Fact 78. Some volcanoes are hidden beneath ice. In Antarctica and Iceland, heat from below carves hollow chambers inside glaciers, sending up plumes of steam into the frozen air. When these volcanoes erupt, the clash of fire and frost creates floods, so sudden they reshape entire landscapes in hours. Yet beneath the violence lies something strangely balanced, a reminder that opposites coexist everywhere, that even in the coldest places, the Earth's heart remains warm and beating. Fact 79. The largest volcano in the solar system isn't on Earth at all. It's Olympus Mons, on Mars, a mountain so vast it could cover the entire state of Arizona and rise nearly 3 times higher than Everest. Its slopes are gentle, its eruptions long gone, but the story of its creation is written across its red plains. It tells us that planets, too, are sculptors, that wherever there is heat and stone, there is motion, there is change. There is life in some form waiting to be born. Fact 80. When a volcano finally sleeps, its crater becomes a mirror. Rain gathers where lava once surged, reflecting clouds, stars, and seasons. Lakes form in silence, and new forests take root in the softened ash. Birds nest on the rim. The earth heals itself, not through haste, but through time, through the slow patience of renewal. The volcano that once roared with fire now whispers with wind and water, reminding us that even the fiercest power eventually learns to rest. Fact 81. There are volcanoes that sleep so deeply they have become mountains of myth. Their slopes are green, their craters filled with lakes, and yet beneath them the old heat lingers, faint but alive. Scientists call them dormant, but to the earth there is no true slumber, only intervals of breath. 1,000 years to us is a heartbeat to stone. One day a tremor may wake them again, and the mountain will remember that it was once made of fire. Fact 82. The scent of sulfur, sharp and heavy in the air, is a signature of life underground. It rises from fumaroles vents that breathe gases straight from the mantle. To stand near one is to feel the earth exhale, to smell the chemistry of creation. Long ago, such gases may have been the first sparks of organic chemistry, seeding oceans with the ingredients of life. The air may sting the nose, but it carries the memory of beginnings, a ghost of the planet's first breath. Fact 83. Around every volcano, there are stones that once flowed. Basalt, obsidian, pumice, all born from the same molten source, yet each transformed by how it met the world. Some cooled slowly, becoming smooth and dark. Others froze in mid-air, full of holes, light enough to float. Obsidian, sharp as thought, was once the tool of the first surgeons and the weapon of ancient warriors. The mountain leaves behind not just landscapes, but materials, gifts that humans have learned to shape, wield, and worship. Fact 84. When night falls on an erupting volcano, the light becomes alive. You can see the lava glowing through the smoke, a slow pulse of red that flickers like breath. Ash drifts upward, catching firelight, turning into sparks that climb toward the stars. The sky and the earth seem to trade places, darkness below, fire above. To witness it is to glimpse the universe being rewritten in real time. A reminder that the same energy burning in distant suns burns here too. Beneath our feet, fact 85, on certain slopes, plants are the first to return after the fire. Ferns, mosses, and lichens creep across the still warm rock, breaking it into soil grain by grain. Then come shrubs, flowers, trees. Within decades, a grey wasteland becomes green again. Ecologists call this primary succession the birth of an ecosystem from nothing. It's a slow resurrection, a testament to the patience of life. Even on fresh lava, the pulse of growth finds its rhythm. Fact 86. Under the glow of dawn, Steam often rises from volcanic fields like ghosts lifting from the ground. It swirls in silence, catching the light in soft halos. In places like Yellowstone or Iceland, travelers walk among geysers and mud pots, bubbling, hissing reminders that the earth is never still. It's easy to forget, standing there in the mist, that beneath those tranquil pools lies enough heat to melt continents. The ground may look peaceful, but it is breathing, thinking, alive. Fact 87. The word volcano comes from Vulcan, the Roman god of fire and forge. They imagined him working beneath the mountains, shaping metal for gods and heroes, his hammer strikes echoing as thunder. Even today, that image endures, the mountain as a forge, the eruption as creation through force. Science replaced myth with mechanism, but the wonder remains. Whether God or geology, the truth is the same. Fire builds as much as it burns. Fact 88. There are volcanoes that never reveal their full shape. Hidden beneath clouds or cloaked in forests, they rise unseen except from above. Pilots flying over Papua New Guinea or Indonesia often glimpse their peaks emerging from mist, perfect cones glowing faintly in the morning sun. From the air, they seem serene, eternal. Yet beneath that calm lies a restlessness, a reminder that stillness in nature is often only the pause before motion. Fact 89. Some eruptions are so vast they change the color of sunsets for years. After Krakatoa erupted in 1883, the sky turned crimson across the globe. Painters in Europe and America captured it without knowing its cause. Turner's twilight skies, Munch's blood-red sun. The volcano's breath had reached them, unseen yet everywhere. Even beauty, it seems, is one of fire's echoes. Fact 90. To watch a volcano from afar, from the safety of distance, is to feel both small and connected. The sight of smoke rising from a mountain, the slow shimmer of heat above its slopes, reminds us that we live on a breathing world. Beneath the crust of soil and city lies an ocean of movement and heat. Every stone underfoot was once liquid, every landscape shaped by this unseen force. The volcano is the planet's heart made visible, fierce, luminous, and endlessly alive. Fact 91. Far below our feet, where the crust gives way to the mantle, pressure builds in silence. It moves slowly, invisibly, yet with the strength to lift countenance. Each pocket of magma is like a thought forming in the deep mind of the planet, patient, molten, waiting for its moment to rise. When it finally breaks through, it doesn't just release fire. It releases time itself, time that has been gathering for ages, compressed into a single luminous breath. Fact 92. There are volcanoes that never erupt but still sing. Their slopes release faint tremors, whispers of vibration that instruments can record but humans cannot hear. Scientists call them harmonic tremors, rhythms that ripple through the rock as magma shifts beneath. When sped up, they sound like a deep cello note, a tone drawn from the belly of the world. To listen is to realize that the earth hums constantly, a planet-sized instrument always resonating with its own motion. Fact 93. Sometimes a volcano and its people become inseparable. In Sicily, families have lived on the flanks of Mount Etna for generations, watching lava flows from their windows like a seasonal event. They farm its fertile soil, speak of its moods, and trust its rhythms. Etna is both threat and protector, feared and loved in equal measure. Living beside such power requires a kind of faith, not in safety, but in coexistence. The people and the mountain breathe the same air, shared the same fate. Fact 94. Lava tubes are the veins of ancient eruptions, long, hollow tunnels left behind when the outer skin of a lava river cools while its center keeps flowing. When the lava finally drains away, what's left are vast corridors beneath the ground, smooth and echoing. Explorers walk through them by torchlight, their footsteps ringing against stone that once moved like water. In Hawaii and Iceland, these tunnels stretch for miles, secret highways carved by fire. To walk through one is to walk inside the memory of a flow. Fact 95. When ash falls, it feels like snow, soft, slow, weightless. It muffles sound, blurs the horizon, turns familiar landscapes strange. Yet each flake of ash is glass, jagged under the microscope, sharp enough to etch metal and choke engines. Cities go silent beneath it, air turns gray, and day becomes twilight. But when rain finally comes, it washes the ash into soil, and from that grayness, green returns. Even ash, in the end, becomes nourishment. Fact 96. There are volcanoes on the ocean floor that we may never see. They rise and fall in eternal night, their eruptions lighting the darkness like brief underwater suns. The pressure is so immense that bubbles cannot form. The lava oozes like syrup, silent and slow. These unseen volcanoes make up most of the planet's volcanic activity. Without them, the continents would not drift, the seas would not renew their floors. The greatest fires, it seems, burn where no eyes can watch. Fact 97. Some eruptions are so vast they echo through centuries. The supervolcano beneath Yellowstone has erupted 3 times in the last 2 million years, each time reshaping the continent. If it were to erupt again, the sky would darken across hemispheres. But it sleeps now, watched carefully by scientists who measure its breath and heartbeat in data. It's not a question of fear, but of wonder, to know that such vast potential rests quietly beneath a field of wildflowers. Fact 98. On other worlds, volcanoes tell different stories. On Jupiter's moon Io, they burst with colors no human volcano has ever shown, plumes of sulfur and frost that reach hundreds of miles high, painting the surface in yellows, greens, and reds. Io's eruptions are constant, wild, and electric. It is the most volcanic place in the solar system, proof that wherever there is heat and gravity, there is the urge to rise, to break through, to change. Fact 99. To ancient storytellers, volcanoes were not natural disasters, they were emotions made visible. Anger, grief, love, creation. The gods expressed themselves through mountains that could not hold their fire. And in a way, they weren't wrong. The earth does feel, not as we do, but through its own language of pressure and release. Each eruption is a sigh of transformation, an act of letting go. The mountain doesn't destroy, it exhales. Fact 100. When all the eruptions fade, when the lava cools and turns to stone, the volcano remains a monument to the balance between chaos and order. It reminds us that everything, even destruction, can lead to renewal. The forests will grow again. The rivers will carve new paths. The ash will feed the roots of trees not yet born. The volcano's final lesson is one of patience, that beneath every ending lies the warmth of beginning, waiting quietly to rise once more. And so, sleepy friends, we come to the end of our journey through smoke and stone, through fire and silence, through the slow heartbeat of the earth itself. The volcano, fierce and patient, reminds us that creation and destruction are never opposites, only partners in an ancient dance. From molten depths to quiet forests, from ash to blossom, the planet renews itself endlessly, breathing through every rise and fall. As you lie there now, listening, imagine that warmth far beneath you, soft, steady, timeless. The same energy that built mountains hums quietly beneath your skin. Every heartbeat is a tiny echo of the Earth's own rhythm, calm and eternal. Let your thoughts settle like ash after the storm. Let the heat fade into stillness, the glow into darkness, until only peace remains. The world turns, the fire sleeps, and you, small part of a vast and living planet, can rest knowing that the Earth, too, is dreaming. Sleep deeply. The mountains are quiet tonight. Good night, and see you soon.